Such a pretty little tune. Sir Paul certainly does know how to write them, does he not? Today we're going to talk about, in my opinion, one of the more forgotten luthiers of our time, Guild guitars. They've been around for a little over 50 years, and they never quite got the respect they deserve. In the 60s, quite a few people played them. Richie Havens, one of the more notable players. John Denver was known for his F-55, the big blonde jumbo. And a lot of players did play them, but they never quite got the notoriety that Martin did, or even Gibson. And it's kind of a shame because they have some pretty amazing instruments over the years. What I am holding in my hand is a fairly unique beastie. This is the Avalon. And I say the Avalon because this is the only one of these guitars in the world. It was built to commemorate a benefit that was held on Catalina Island in the Avalon Ballroom there. And we don't know, we can neither confirm nor deny, but we suspect that Bob Benedetto had his hand all over this guitar when he was working with Fender, trying to help them resurrect the Guild line. Fender acquired the Guild line when they had some financial difficulties in the late 90s. Time frame escapes me, but Wikipedia is your friend. You can look it up if you care to. And they struggled with it. They tried building the guitars in Corona. They tried, when they acquired the Tacoma facilities, Tacoma guitars up in Washington, they tried building them there. Just struggled. They did some, the GA series they did over in China, and they actually by that time had started to figure out how to make excellent guitars. The challenge a lot of folks had was they looked at Guild, they expected it to be American made, and even though they were priced amazingly well, they just never caught on. I remember the first time I saw one of those, and unfortunately I don't have one on hand to show you, I picked it up and I played it. I go, wow, this is a great guitar. What is it, you know, $1,500, $1,600? And they go, no, it was $8,000, and that included a hard shell case. Yet still people would not, you know, they wanted an American guitar if it said Guild. And the American Guilds at that time were priced not quite up with Martin, but close enough, and they didn't quite have the sound quality that they were known for. This guitar, as you can hopefully hear if you've got your good headphones on or nice speakers on your computer, has got amazing depth and clarity and openness. It's got a significant amount of bottom end, considering that it's quite small. It's very thin. It's a grand concert, if you will. And it's made out of Koa, solid Koa, a very endangered wood that's known for having a very warm, rich, and predominant mid-range. So to have this guitar have that great bottom end that it does, pretty phenomenal. I don't even know what we're asking for this guitar. It's difficult to price, a one of a kind. But if you're interested, give me a call at Guitar Showcase and we can talk about it. I have a couple of other concert guitars. Where I'm leading up to is, well, the Guilds in the 60s were pretty phenomenal instruments, though underrated. 70s, they struggled a little bit. Just about every luthier struggled in the 70s. It was the heyday of guitars. Everybody was playing guitar. Everybody was buying guitars. And the manufacturers, I have to say, got a little greedy, and they were cutting corners so they could produce more guitars more rapidly. And the quality suffered. As I said, Bob Benedetto came in, Fender bought Guild, Bob Benedetto came in to help them with their designs, and they actually finally figured it out. And what they ended up doing was just recently, they started manufacturing the Guilds back on the East Coast. They started in Westerly, Connecticut, no, Rhode Island. You know, I've never been to the East Coast, I know those states blend. Anyway, so Westerly, Rhode Island, and when Fender had acquired the Command Musical Corporation, part of that acquisition was Ovation, another company that builds interesting guitars that has been struggling with their American line. Ovation has decided to go exclusively with overseas manufacturing. So Fender decided, in what I thought was a brilliant move, to go back and in Connecticut, where the Ovation plant is, build Guilds. And I suspect what happened is that a lot of the cats that used to work for Guild but didn't want to relocate when Fender moved the company said, yeah, we'll come back to work for you. So they got a lot of that old talent that remembered how to build the right Guilds. Between that and Bob Benedetto's guidance in the early 2000s, they're building pretty amazing guitars. I forget what this one is. This one's about a $2,200 street price guitar. It's kind of a triple lot. This is actually the F40, mahogany back and sides, and just a really warm, clear guitar. Guilds are kind of in between Gibson. They have a little bit of that Gibson thump. So you get that good percussive rhythm, but it's a little bit smoother and warmer, kind of like a Martin. So it's kind of in between the two. You can't decide between a Gibson and a Martin, and you can't afford both, like a lot of us. You should really look at the Guilds. So there's the F40 mahogany. Here's the F, let me get these numbers right, 47, same guitar essentially, but a nice, gently flamed maple. I'm a big fan of flamed maple, but I like a little bit of flame. I don't want my face to be burned because the flame is so deep. Very driving instrument. Got almost as much bottom end as a dreadnought. Very, very interesting